Hey everyone, welcome to Wax Pack Wisdom. I'm Jake T. O'Donnell. I've got a few things I want to chat with you about today. First off, if you are watching this video before the end of July 2024, you can get in our 300 subscriber giveaway, and you can win one of these three Hall of Fame rookie cards in slabs: 1979 Ozzie Smith rookie and an SGC3. You could win 1982 Donruss, Cal Ripken Jr. rookie in a PSA 6, or a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie in a PSA 6 as well. So again, that's Ripken rookie and Griffey rookie, or the Ozzie Smith rookie. We're going to randomly select one of those cards. Could possibly be yours. So I'll have the link below to the video that you need to comment on in order to have a chance to win one of these three cards. And again, we're going to run that through the end of this month, July 2024. After July 31st, we will run the randomizer, and the names will be selected for who's going to win that card, one of those cards. So, and that's our thank you for getting to 300 subscribers. So that was the first thing I wanted to mention. Second thing I wanted to mention is good luck to everybody that's going to the National the week of July 22nd. I believe the first day of it is the 24th. I will not be going. I had this idea in my brain of possibly flying out for one day of the National and coming back. I decided not to do that. I'm going to save my money for some of the shows coming up later this year, including the Philly show at the end of September and the Shriners at the beginning of November, plus whatever other local shows I'm going to plan on going to. So no National for me this year, but Abby and I have talked about going next year when it's in Chicago. So I'm looking forward to doing that possibly. So that was another thing. And then before I get to the big thing I wanted to talk about, I wanted to mention once again this card that came from PSA this week that you saw in the video that I posted. This gorgeous PSA Gem Mint 10 Adrian Beltre rookie in 97 Bowman's Best. This was the last card that we showed, and I couldn't be happier with this card. I just wanted to mention that this card is an example that sometimes it does pay to get your cards graded, and you can realize some serious benefits from doing it. And this is not necessarily meant to be like a big plug for the grading companies or anything like that. But what I'm just saying is like, I bought this card raw on Twitter for $20, okay? And then I wanted to get it graded because I collect Hall of Fame rookie cards. And Adrian Beltre is going in the Hall of Fame this weekend. I'm recording this Friday. And I thought this was a gorgeous card. It was beautiful. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to send this in to get graded because it's going to be part of my graded Hall of Fame rookie PC. Well, this card, it cost me $20 to buy, and then it also cost $20 thereabout to get it graded because I used the PSA special from May, and and it comes back at 10. So after it came back, I did some searches on what this particular card is going for, and it turns out that the last couple eBay sales of this card in this grade were, I think there was one from earlier in the summer that went for $425 and another in April that went for $400. And if you look in the PSA app at the price estimate, which is not necessarily something you should go based off of, but it did say that they estimated that this card is worth $430. So I 10 times the investment of what I paid to buy and grade this card by sending it in. Sometimes it does pay, and that obviously made sending in that entire order worth it. So, and that's nothing I'm not selling this card. It's not for sale. This is staying in the PC. I did just want to mention that sometimes it really does pay to grade your cards every now and then. Doesn't always though, because sometimes you're not going to get what you want. So I wanted to talk about that stuff, and then I wanted to talk about the main thing that I want to talk about on this video is the arrival yesterday, Thursday, in the mail of one of the coolest cards I've ever purchased. And I'm thrilled to show it to you in a couple minutes here. Growing up, I had an affinity for baseball history, and it stuck with me all these years. And one of the sets that I became really attracted to of sort of old sets, pre-war sets, were the Cracker Jack sets. And There were two Cracker Jack sets. Obviously, there was the 1914 and the 1915. And all of the pre-war stars, basically except for Babe Ruth of the era, were in one of those two sets. And tons of Hall of Famers, important names. The cards are absolutely gorgeous. And growing up where I did in North Conway, New Hampshire, there was a card shop, and it was called the Cracker Jack Baseball Card Shop. And the sign in North Conway was based off of like what one of the cards looked like. My best friend Sam and I figured this out, that we were pretty sure that the player that was on the sign was Ty Cobb. It was from the Ty Cobb Cracker Jack card. And that was the place. Oh, that was the best place. They had the whole wall of boxes of singles from all through the years, and great vintage. And I'd buy my packs there, and they sold memorabilia. They would sell apparel there. Like that was the best shop. And unfortunately, it closed. There've been a number of restaurants in that building now. For people that know North Conway, it was right next to now former the Red Jacket on that side of the street. The longtime hotel there that sadly very recently burned down, and I believe they're tearing it down. But anyway, so I grew an affinity for that, and I'm going to do a whole video about that. And like I got the replica cards from that set, the reprints in boxes of Cracker Jack as a kid, and I put together the set, whatever. Last year, when I got back into collecting, I bought a slab of a 1915 Cracker Jack, a common of a player named Eros Barger. He went by Cy Barger, who was actually playing in the Federal League at the time. I'm going to show that card in another video. But what I wanted to get into, and what I was hoping to acquire at some point, was a 1914 Cracker Jack card. And the 1914s are more rare, and they're always usually in worse condition because they were in the boxes of the Cracker Jack, and a lot of them have molasses stains and things like that. The 1915 set has all the same cards as the 14 set. There's I think one variation with the Christy Mathewson card, the look of it, and then there were a bunch of added. They added, I think it was like 32 new cards. So I think there's like 177 cards total in that set. They're more prevalent because you could send away and get a factory set. You could get the complete set if you wanted. So there's a lot more of the 1915 Cracker Jack cards around. There's not as many of the 1914 Cracker Jack cards around. So I've been kind of trying to think of like, hey, I would love to get my hands on a 1914 Cracker Jack card for my PC. And the other thing is, that I am collecting, I like to collect playing days or active days cards of Hall of Famers. And so it turns out that for 1914, generally speaking, the Hall of Fame cards in that set are very expensive. And there's a Facebook group called Cracker Jack Collective. It's a private group that a lot of this stuff gets posted in. I joined that group a few months ago. So in June, a card was posted by the well-known seller Ashish Jain of Legacy Cards. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because, unfortunately, Ashish's business was robbed at the beginning of the month, earlier in July. And I'm sure if you watch this channel, you've seen other videos, other people have done stories about it, so I'm not going to recount too much of it here, but Ash and his family and his colleagues were the victims of what was clearly a very coordinated attack, very coordinated heist that resulted in about $2 million of his inventory getting stolen, of some of the most incredible vintage cards you'll ever see. And I didn't have a chance to meet Ash in Boston earlier this year, but from my pickups from the first day of the Shriners show back in April, I bought from his table. I bought my beautiful Warren Spahn rookie card from them. So I am familiar with the family. So so obviously, and they're still in, the National is next week. They're still searching. They're still trying to, this is still under investigation, and they haven't recovered the property yet, and they haven't found the perpetrators yet. But anyway, so he posts a very interesting card. This was a few weeks ago. This was before the theft in Dallas. And so I reach out to him about it, and I don't hear back from him. And I figured I wasn't going to hear back from him, and then the theft happened. Well, this week, I believe it was earlier this week or it was late last week. Ash did respond to me on Facebook over DM, and we worked it out, and I did acquire the card, and it came in this week. And this is the card. A 1914, a 1914 Cracker Jack card of Hall of Famer Hugh Jennings. And the reason why you know it's a 1914 and not a 1915 is because the text on the back is right side up. On the 1915s, they're upside down. And that's because of how they were displayed, I guess. I still don't totally know why that is the case. I'm going to do more research for a later video. But I saw this, and this was $300 he asked for it. And I thought that a Hall of Fame 1914 Cracker Jack card in any condition was an outstanding deal. And so I snapped it up, and it came in today. So as you can tell, obviously, it's missing basically all the corners. It's missing the bottom corners here. That corner is basically gone. That one is mostly gone. And then, the staining is not too bad on this. I'm going to go over to the break table, actually, and give you a better look at it after I'm done talking. But I just, most of the important stuff in the card is here. And I thought, why not? This is a Hall of Fame 1914 Cracker Jack. I'm so happy that this worked out. And I was so happy to be able to support Ash in his business. Because what happened to them was terrible. And again, I didn't get into too much with Ash in the DM about what's going on. I just said I was heartbroken to see what happened, and I'm hoping that the perpetrators are brought to justice and that their property is returned to him. And he certainly really appreciated that and said, prayerfully, hopefully, there will be a resolution soon. So we certainly do hope for that. But anyway, I'm so thrilled with this card. Huey Jennings was an all-time character in the game of baseball. He was best known for sort of his mannerisms and the noises he would make, and you can kind of tell based on this how active he was. There's an amazing one of his T206 cards is an amazing card where he's got his arms up like this. He's like he's like screaming. He was well known for sort of noises that he would make on the field, and his nickname was "Yeah" because that was a noise that he used to make. Managed Ty Cobb, managed Wahoo Sam Crawford, and was the manager of those teams. And he was a great player, too. He's in the Hall of Fame as a player. At this point, mostly his playing career was over. He was a close confidant of John McGraw. They played together in Baltimore. And then he was, after his career as a manager ended in Detroit, he went to go be a coach with John McGraw for the Giants. And on a couple of occasions, he took over as manager when John McGraw was dealing with health issues. So anyway, I'm going to go over to the break table and show you this card a little bit more closely. But I just wanted to share this. This is immediately one of the coolest parts of my PC. I am going to send it in to get graded to SGC, and we'll see what happens. If it comes back as authentic, I'll take it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think this will get an authentic? My guess is that this will get an authentic from SGC. If I sent this to PSA, I don't know. They may not grade it because they may say it doesn't measure, which I don't think it does. But let me know what you think. So we'll head over to the break table in a minute, and I'll show you, give you a little bit of a closer look at this card. Okay, so we're back over at the table, and I wanted to just show the card. I'm not going to take it out of the penny sleeve because as I learned, and as I've heard other people say, these Cracker Jack cards, they are paper thin. They are paper thin. But I did take it out of the card saver. And you can see, my guess is that this card was pasted in a book, and they just kind of cut it out on the corners, and that's how it ended up. But again, I saw this for $300, and I was like, you know what? I don't think it's a bad price for even this incredibly low condition Cracker Jack card. This is such a rare set. The population report for this card on PSA is, I believe there's only 26 graded PSA cards of this card, and only on SGC there were 19. So there are like 45, or there's, I think, less than 50 graded examples of this card in existence. And there'll be another one once I send it to SGC, and hopefully they will grade it. But as you can see, this is the 1914 Cracker Jack and a Hall of Famer. and I was very happy with the price. So like I said, I will do a full video sometime soon that will sort of recount my connection with this based off of the card shop and also the reprint cards that I collected as a kid, and then this card as well as the Eros Barger card. So really happy with this, and thanks again to Ash and Legacy Cards for a great buy, a smooth transaction. Really appreciate all of it. And that's it. So that's going to do it for this edition of Wax Pack Wisdom. Let me know what you think of this card. Let me know what you think is going to happen when I send it in to get graded. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our Wax Pack Wisdom content. Please get in our giveaway for one of those cards for our 300 subscriber giveaway. There's a link below for how to do that. And then also just check out our list of nonprofits and charities. It would mean a lot to us if you would check them out and support one of them. So thanks very much for watching. More to come soon. And that's it. Take care.